With this weekend being a special weekend for the USA, which horror movies have turned the joyful holiday about freedom into a terrifying, nightmarish event? Welcome to my channel. My name is Em, aka Horror, and in today's video I will be counting down in no particular order 10 horror movies based on or around the 4th of July. Re-elected 2020. Just when you thought the presidential candidates could not become more scary yet entertaining, in comes Re-elected, which sees a group of friends come face to face with the presidents of the past. Their zombie forms have come to life to terrorise the friends just in time for the 4th of July celebrations. Not one to take seriously, Re-elected's display of humour and zombie themes is one for those looking for a bit of fun this Independence Day. The Evil in Us 2016. Sticking to the zombie themes, The Evil in Us once again follows friends on a 4th of July getaway. When a drug-induced event turns most of the group into cannibalistic, zombie-like creatures, all hell breaks loose when the sole survivor tries to escape. With some subplots which can be hard to follow and the repetitive themes which are seen in many other movies, The Evil in Us may not be one that all enjoy. It has had mixed reviews, with some applauding its standard despite a low budget, whilst others call it complete trash. However, if you are looking for something that is a bit of fun or just something to put on in the background, then this one might be for you. The Return of the Living Dead, 1985. This absolute classic has all the 80s feels with a fun storyline and great humour. When two employees accidentally release a deadly gas into the air, it awakens the dead who cause havoc by wanting to feed on the living's brains. Set on the night of July the 3rd into the morning of July the 4th, we follow the town as the events unravel. The movie itself has a nostalgic feel of the true 80s and a wonderful cast to go along with it. It has a brilliant twist at the end and is definitely one to watch. With highly rated reviews and a 91% score on Rotten Tomatoes, this is not a movie to miss. Aquanoids 2003. If poorly acted and cheaply made movies are your thing, Aquanoids is the movie for you. When Vanessa realises that the sea creatures known as aquanoids have returned, she tries her hardest to make everyone aware. Haunted by the killing of her mother at the hands of these creatures 16 years earlier, she will stop at nothing to try to stop history from repeating itself. Set on the 4th of July, Aquanoids is certainly a bit of cheesy fun with an out-of-this-world storyline. However, after a few drinks, this might be seen as a masterpiece over your 4th of July weekend. You Are Not Alone, 2014. A horror movie that puts you in the POV of the victim, You Are Not Alone shows the 4th of July events through Natalie's eyes. When she returns home from college for the summer, she has been welcomed by her hometown being stalked by a serial killer. When she gets home after celebrating the 4th of July, she realises her horror story is about to begin. Although it is a fun take to see the movie in the victim's POV, it may be off-putting to some as it can be a distraction. This independent movie is one that has a lot of potential, but that just missed the mark in the eyes of many. However, its risk of taking a different route is admirable, and if you do want to watch something with a different take, this one may be worth putting on your list. Jaws, 1975. What do you get when you cross a sheriff with an oceanographer and a crazy shark hunter? One heck of a movie. If you haven't seen Jaws, then this weekend is the prime opportunity to sit and watch the shark movie that started it all. Directed by Steven Spielberg, Jaws follows Sheriff Brody as he tries to protect his small town of Amity from a monstrous shark who has been killing those unfortunate enough to cross its path. On a mission to kill the shark, the sheriff joins forces with Matt Hooper, an oceanographer, and Quint, a local shark hunter. The three go on an unforgettable journey on the hunt for the shark, and the movie itself has left a massive imprint on the horror genre. Still loved by many 50 years later, Jaws is by far one of the best movies to add to your 4th of July celebrations. Frogs, 1972. An eco-horror classic, Frogs follows a wildlife photographer who comes across something suspicious on a Floridian island and is concerned about the wildlife in the area. He tries to prevent the 4th of July celebrations from going ahead due to his concern, but when he is not taken seriously, things begin to become frightening as the wildlife start to kill the family who live on the island. Weirdly named Frogs, some of the reviews were negative due to the majority of the killings not being done by the aforementioned creature. Its reviews in general were not particularly great, however it's still worth a mention with its interesting concept. The Bay, 2012. July the 4th, 2009 was a day to remember, but not in the most patriotic way you would think. This found footage movie shows camera footage for the 4th of July celebrations where citizens of a small town in Maryland have become ill. It is discovered that the town's water is making the residents ill and the disastrous events only become worse. With its fair dose of body horror scenes, The Bay is definitely one that will literally send shivers up your body. With good reviews and plenty of gruesomeness, The Bay is certainly deserving to be on this 4th of July horror movie list. I Know What You Did Last Summer, 1997. Possibly the best known horror movie set around the 4th of July, I Know What You Did Last Summer follows a group of friends who accidentally hit someone with their car on the evening of the 4th of July. They dispose of him in the water, leaving him for dead. A year later, the friends are being stalked by someone who is leaving them notes, making them aware that they know what the group did. As they try to unravel the mystery of who this person is, the friends begin to be killed off by a hooded figure holding a hook. The movie was written by Kevin Williamson and was rushed into production after the success of his movie Scream. It was extremely successful at the time of its release, and with its reboot coming out this year, I Know What You Did Last Summer has left a mark on the horror genre. If slashers are your thing, this is a film you are sure to enjoy. Uncle Sam, 1996. In this cult horror film, a US soldier named Sam Harper is killed during the Gulf War. When his body is returned to his hometown to be buried, he mysteriously rises from the grave on the 4th of July. Dressed as Uncle Sam, he embarks on a patriotic killing spree, targeting those he deems as disrespectful to the American patriotism. As the town prepares for its 4th of July celebrations, Sam's nephew begins to suspect the truth and prepares to confront his deadly uncle. A slasher like no other for the 4th of July, the film mixes slasher tropes with dark satire about nationalism and American militarism. So as always, what do you guys think? Are there any other horror movies you would suggest for the 4th of July? Let me know down in the comments section. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and switch on that notifications button as I will be uploading more content like this. This is an AI-free channel and I do everything on my own, so any support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. You can check out my other content here. With that being said, I will see you in the next video.